Hey guys, welcome to a new video. It is a beautiful sunny day, so I apologize in advance if the lighting is all over the place in this video. I have a cup of tea here. If you'd like to join me, I sincerely invite you to make yourself a cup of tea as well, because it is tea time. It has been way too long, so I thought I would just hop on, sit down today, get a cup of tea. This is, by the way, green tea with cactus flowers, I believe. And I put out a question sticker on Instagram and you guys sent me a bunch of questions that I would like to go through and answer some of today. I know not everybody has Instagram, so if there are any questions you would like to ask that I haven't answered today, you can always leave a comment and I will go through one more time and try to answer as many as I can there as well. I'm gonna start with a lighter question here. What music do you listen to? That varies a lot. I tend to prefer more calm and quiet kind of instrumental type music. So I really like just playing those playlists on Spotify that are Sunday morning coffee and things along those lines that just have a lot of kind of, acoustic guitar, singer-songwriter type music. I also really enjoy classical music. I will play that a lot. How are you coping with COVID? Much better than I was in the beginning. When it just started, I went through a very rough patch. I was very, very scared. I was terrified. We had no idea. Now, luckily, knock on wood, in my personal life and my surroundings, the actual disease hasn't been very present, which I am so incredibly grateful for. And the situation in the Netherlands overall got much better fairly quickly. So many of the measures in our country have been lifted by now. We just have a few basic rules in place at the moment. We're mostly instructed to avoid crowds, try and keep 1.5 meters distance from strangers, and there are strict rules for larger gatherings of people. But all in all, right now, I feel like, especially compared to the beginning, life is fairly normal, I guess. So in that sense, it's much easier to cope with the whole situation because we do have quite a lot of freedom, and I do feel like it is fairly safe to do everything that we are allowed to do. Can we please have a rat update? It feels like it's been so long. So the rats are all still with us, which is pretty much a miracle because I don't think I've ever had any rats that have lived this long. The oldest two boys, Timothy and Patrick, are now well past 2.5. They turned 2 in the beginning of December. The older boys are still surprisingly healthy. The young boys, they might as well have been 1. They turned 2 a few weeks back, completely fine. The older boys are getting older. Honestly, part of the reason why the beginning of the whole pandemic was extra hard for me, I guess I would say, or why it really brought me down, was that Dermot got sick. He got very sick, and I was actually convinced that we were going to lose him. And one of my biggest fears surrounding that was that the vet's office would be shut down because of the lockdown. We wouldn't be able to give him the help that he needed or assist him in any way necessary, let's put it that way. But luckily, the vet's office didn't shut down and he didn't pass away. He actually got better. We still don't know what was wrong with him. He had some very unpleasant skin disease and we still aren't sure what happened, but he was put on steroids and he has been fine ever since. He has a bit of hind leg degeneration and, other typical very old man symptoms. He still seems happy. He's relatively healthy and still going strong. So the rats are okay. What is your Myers-Briggs personality type? I am somewhere between INTJ and INFJ. Kind of depends on when I take the test. I personally identify more with the INTJ description, but I do feel like I'm a bit more empathetic than maybe the typical INTJ. But when I read the INFJ, I feel like I am way too individualistic, I guess. Selfish, maybe, if you want to put it that way, to be an INFJ. So I guess if I had to pin it down on one, it would be INTJ. And I do believe someone else also asked about my Enneagram, and I tested as a 5 with some both 6 and 4 tendencies. How old are you? I am currently 27 years old. Can you speak or read in Czech? I might be able to speak in Czech. I have never really tried it. I understand it perfectly 100%. I've just never spoken it actively for prolonged periods of time, I guess, aside from ordering food in restaurants or buying something in a store. And they can always tell straight away that I'm not a native speaker. I can definitely read in Czech. I have loads and loads of Czech. I think maybe the majority of my books are probably English, but I think Czech is the second most prevalent language in my library, so can definitely read it. Have you read the books or seen the show Outlander? I tried to watch the show. I think I saw 2 or 3 episodes, but I just couldn't. I know this is horrible. So many of you guys love it, and I feel like this should be something I enjoy as well, but I just could not like it. I really struggled with the whole time travel thing. I don't know, so much about it just struck me as wrong, and I had to stop watching. I might try again sometime in the future, but I might just read the book. Maybe that's better. Why do you dress vintage? I really like the way vintage or vintage style clothing looks on me. I feel like it's very flattering for my body. I am personally very drawn to certain types of vintage clothing. I really like wearing skirts and dresses. Always have. Yeah, I think that's it. I just really like that style and I think it looks good on me. How have you stayed sane during lockdown and quarantine? So I'm just gonna go back to the very beginning when it was very hard for me to, function during all of this. I am not entirely sure how healthy of a coping mechanism it is, but my main coping mechanism for everything is out of sight, out of mind, distraction, trying to act like it's not happening, which was very hard at that time because it was so overwhelmingly kind of omnipresent. I started playing some video games, actually. I got really sucked into Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery, which is a mobile game. I started playing that, got absolutely hooked on that. It has some paid features, but I just played the free version all throughout, and I'm now a 4th year student. Love that game, still playing. And I also started replaying My Sims Kingdom on the Wii. I used to play that when I was younger, and I replayed it now, and I love it. I think I love it even more now than I did when I was a teenager. Oh, and in the beginning, but I'm not sure this actually contributed to my sanity, may have made things worse, but I would obsessively read the news and just kind of any information that I could get, opinions, statistics, anything that I could find. But I tried to stop doing that after a while because I felt like it was just, not helping. Is this your real teeth? Yes, these are my real teeth, but I have had braces. I went through a crazy journey with my teeth. My teeth were very crooked growing up. I didn't get my kind of grown-up teeth, I guess, until a pretty late age. So I was older than the average Dutch person when I got my braces. Oh, by the way, maybe this is some interesting context, but braces are very normal and standard in the Netherlands. Pretty much any child that doesn't have perfectly straight teeth will get braces. They're super normal. Nearly every teenager has braces. I had several different types of braces. I had a couple of the ones that are like this plastic bit that goes onto your palate with like wires around it. Several of those. I had one of those that is like outside of the mouth, those typical nerdy kid braces. I had those, but I only had to wear those at night, luckily. I had a couple of surgeries to get to the teeth that were still inside my bones and kind of try and pull them out straight. Those little braces that are stuck onto the front of your teeth, I had those. And now I just have retainers in the back of my teeth. And I think I will just leave those in forever because there's no reason really to take them out. But yes, it has been quite a journey, but they are my real natural teeth. How many types of tea do you have? I have no idea and I do not intend to count them because there are loads. There is a tea collection video up that's pretty recent that pretty much covers everything I have, so if you want to see all the teas I have, I will link that in the info card. What is one job you would love if you didn't have to worry about money, location, or qualifications? Okay, this might sound really strange, but I would absolutely love to be an extra in theater productions. So, like a background character. I think I would absolutely love performing on a regular basis on stage, but not being the focus of attention or kind of, the center of the production. I would really love to have a small role, and have kind of my moment to shine be handing something to a lead. Oh, I'd love to be in opera and just kind of sing in the chorus. If I could make enough money with that, I think that might just be my dream job, which I think that's the silliest thing, but I think I really, really enjoy that. Why did you start a career in YouTube, and what are your qualifications? I guess I'm one of those people that didn't really start a career on YouTube very consciously, but rolled into it. I started YouTube in 2008, back when monetization wasn't an option yet. Ads came on and things like that. I slowly started making money, and then at a certain point I thought it'd be really fun if I could do this as a job, so I just continued doing YouTube. But my qualifications, I'm trying to think what substitutes, qualifications. I have a bachelor's degree in Celtic languages and culture. I studied that in university, so I know stuff about Celtic philology. I took some courses on art history. I do have a makeup artist diploma license thing as well, and job experience with influencering. What is your dream sewing project? Like a thing you want to create even though it's outlandish. An 18th century gown, for sure. I'm not sure which type I would go for, but one of those just beautiful ones with a huge skirt. No, I know which one. Oh gosh. This is not authentic, but Elizabeth Swann's wedding dress. If I can make that one day, I will be the happiest person on earth. I think I need to make that my goal right now. You once talked about buying a house. Does that ever come true? Not yet. Obviously, the pandemic has made things a bit more difficult, so it's probably going to take a little bit more time, but it is something that we are definitely still working on, and I would definitely still really like that to happen in the near future. What Hogwarts house are you in? I would either be a Hufflepuff or a Ravenclaw. I have put myself in Hufflepuff, but I might honestly be more of a Ravenclaw. I'm a Ravenpuff. How do you keep motivated, especially when working at home? I honestly think it all comes down to discipline, and that might not be the most exciting or useful answer, but that is how I do it in any case. I'm pretty good when it comes to discipline. I have always worked from home, so I don't really have any other situation to compare it to, but doing enough work has never really been something that I struggled with a lot. What is your guilty pleasure TV show or movie? I'm a bit embarrassed to admit this, but I love those horrible, horrible reality TV dating type shows. What did you do before YouTube? I was in school before YouTube because I was 15 when I started YouTube, but I did have some other jobs beside YouTube when I wasn't able to go full time yet. I worked in a couple of clothing stores. I did bridal makeup for a while. Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually. I worked in a couple of clothing stores and I did bridal makeup. You mentioned that you did not grow up on Disney movies. What are your favorite fairy tale movies? I did not grow up on Disney. People are always very surprised when they hear that, especially here in the Netherlands. But I actually grew up on the Czech fairy tale movies mostly. When it comes to actual fairy tales, there are loads and loads and loads and loads, and they're amazing and I absolutely love them. Do you still go to the gym or do home workouts? I try to do home workouts when the gyms close down. I struggle so much. The main reason why I started going to the gym in the first place was because I find it really hard to motivate myself to work out when I'm at home alone. I need that kind of energy, that hyped up energy that you have at the gym in order to actually, work out effectively. My gym offers these kind of at-home video workout classes, I guess. And I did those pretty consistently at the beginning, started slacking towards the end because I had done all of them and repeating. I don't like repeating things like that. But the gyms opened again on July 1st over here. So since then I've been going 2 times, 3 times a week. Love it. So glad they reopened. Do you have any show or movie you can rewatch without getting bored ever? The Lord of the Rings. What is your favorite snack item? So last summer I discovered pickle flavored crisps. Guys, I could eat those every single day, all day, every day. Where's the first place you want to go when leisurely travel is allowed? So it is actually allowed in most of Europe, I think, at the moment. We have chosen not to go this year. We might do a short camping trip in the Netherlands, but other than that, I think we're gonna stay home for this year. Oh, someone asked, would you ever consider going into acting, doing period pieces and such? I would love to. Maybe acting if it's not live, so like in a movie or in a show, I would actually be comfortable with a bigger role as well. I would love that. I'd absolutely love that. Unfortunately, the Dutch film industry. What is your goal hair length, and do you think you'll ever get there? My goal hair length is tailbone length, and I know I will never get there because I have tried for years and years and years and years, and it just will not happen. My hair won't grow that long, so I'm sad. Do you still dance when it's not a pandemic? Yes, I actually started ballet not too long before the lockdown. I really miss it. I hope they start back up after summer. Fingers crossed. From today's style, what do you think will be the hot vintage or retro clothing item in the future? I think leggings and those cropped hoodies. I've been dying to ask this. If you got married, what period style would you go for? Dress, etc. Honestly, probably eclectic. I don't think I would be able to stick to one era. I don't think I would want to. If you could go back to uni for a month, what would you study or wouldn't you go at all? I would definitely go, especially if I didn't have to take any tests, which I don't think would happen within a month. I'd probably go for philosophy maybe, actually, or archaeology, or more art history? That's gonna be my last question for today. So I really hope you enjoyed this little tea time Q&A with me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for loads more beauty and lifestyle content. If you would like to support me through Patreon or my merch store, there's a link in the description box below. Thank you so much for your support. There is another video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you for watching once again, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.